Howdy folks, welcome back to 50 Mile Arc. Today we're taking a break from our 50 state series and we are in Finland. We're in Europe. Somebody quite a while ago now, I guess it's been several months for you, mentioned that I should fly some of these airports in Finland because there's lots of water, because I was mentioning water and the fjords. And if you zoom out on a map of this area, there's like more water than land. It's almost like puddles for a giant. And I thought, you know what, let's just take a moment and fly there. The weather's nice, real world weather's turned on, and it's great for flying conditions, especially in this Twin Otter. I do have the Tundra version loaded because we were going to take the dirt runway. However, the wind really favors the paved runway, so we'll have a look at the wind before we take off. Otherwise, we might have some issues trying to take off on the dirt. We might anyway. It's only 9 knots, so it'd either be like a 50%, not 50%, a perpendicular crosswind. Take the dirt runway, or we can fly into the wind. So we'll see. We will decide in a moment. Always, I'm just circling around here to 2D Airport. If you're wondering where we are at Echo Foxtrot Juliet Oscar Joensuu Airport in Joensuu, Finland, I think. We're going to fly a whopping 75 nautical miles to Kuopio Airport in Toivala, Finland. That is Echo Foxtrot Kilo uniform. Super short quickie, and thought why not? That way I can edit out less and you can see more of the flight. If I do like 2-hour flights, then you just get a snippet of the flight. So we're going to try to keep as much in. When I edit this thing, we'll see how it goes. It's one thing to say it, is another thing to edit it. But otherwise, not much to say about where we are, where we're going. It's pretty straightforward. We'll use GPS approach if there is one built in. I searched using tips I received from some subscribers regarding searching European instrument approaches, and I could not find one for this one. I'm sure all half of you watching will find it in 2 seconds. I couldn't find anything. So I got airport elevation, and we're going to see if the GPS has an approach in it. If the GPS has an approach, then we're set on the approach, and then I'll use elevation to note my step down. We've never used this livery before. This is RWDesign Twin Otter version 2. I love this aircraft, and we don't fly it enough, but I'm trying to be a little more, some more variation in my flights, because for a while that's all we were flying was this thing. So we're going to take this thing and we're going to fill it up with passengers. It's like 9:30 in the morning or something, kind of a sunrise thing. Again, the seasons are flipped around. As on the forums, people in the forums say that their sunrise sunset matches real time, but when I select real time and date, it's dark late and dark early, as though it's winter, not summer. So I've given up, but I haven't mentioned it in a while, so I thought I'd mention it at least. Otherwise, we're going to stop spinning around, although this is a great thing to look at this beautiful, beautiful aircraft. And I love those trees too. But let's get this thing going. So we already have external power connected, so we already have some lights on, and we also have these little cute little cabin lights turned on just because they're fun to do. Otherwise, what else is there? We already have the seatbelt sign and no smoking sign on, so I think that means we're ready to hop out and get this thing going here. Let me make sure I check everything carefully on my checklist. Remember, I fly in the dark. Oh, update is on. That's good to know, but don't go on my screen, please. Parking brake is set. Fuel and payload. We click the little black book and move it out of the way, I guess, and then move this one down. All right, so let's load this with our luggage first. So when we start loading people, we don't tip backwards. See how it's starting to lean back a little bit. We might need some more sandbags up front to balance it out. See that? Oh, keep it balanced. Keep it. Oh, see, now we're above max. Let's bring it back a little bit. Fuel. We don't even need that much fuel because we're not going very far. I think that's good. How are we? Center of gravity. Let's go a little bit like that. I think that'll work for what we're doing. Close up our black book. Remove the control lock, which I already did because I'll do my presets, because I've never flown the Tundra version since this was updated. I love these auto updaters in these aircraft now. Like pretty much every X-Plane 11 aircraft in the past couple months has an auto updater, which is great. You don't have to go to the forum or the org store and search if there's an update. The downside is it'll update, and then if the aircraft file updated enough or a certain way, you got to redo all your presets again. And I use all 20 presets. So anyway, so I just spent 15 minutes doing presets, which is why my control lock was missing, in case you were wondering. Alrighty, let's move up overhead here and go to battery. There we go. I love how the light flickers like that. DC master can come on then. Remove the GPU, which is through the little black book. And what we're actually going to do, so we can see, oh, can't see anything with that in the way. We're going to move the GPU and close the baggage doors right now, so we can actually see what we're doing and see it animate and all that stuff. Alrighty, let's see, let's hop up here. We're about ready to rock and roll, so let's get our anti-collision and POS lights on. Strobe lights are over here. That means we're ready to start our engines. Emergency lights to arm. Oh yeah, up to go down for some reason on that one. It's always been that way. Come down here, turn on your GPS power, which for some reason this version automatically turns on, which is fine. People have asked me, isn't it dangerous to start your engines after avionics? Yes, I think generally speaking it is, but in this aircraft for some reason it works out. So we turn all those on. Flight plan. We don't have a flight plan really. Oh, that's right. That's why my preset was different, because I gotta be able to get to this inside and outside. Do I get them both? There we go. That'll be good. I can see engine gauges. Set 4. Is that it? There we go. All right, we want to move down like this. There we go. Is this a scroll wheel? No, it doesn't. This one does not scroll wheel. See, some do, some don't. So, like I've said many times, going from airplane to airplane to airplane to airplane, even if you fly them a lot, little things you forget every time. That's not what I meant to do. How do I clear out of that? I want to go the big one. There we go. Now we want to do the little one. And now we want to do, what did I say? Echo, Foxtrot, Kilo, Uniform. Something like that. There we go. Now, it's a very, very, very short flight. So let's see if we can do an approach. Is there one? Is this for EFKU? It is. All right, winds are like 90-ish, which means 15 is closer to 9 than 9 is to 33. So let's do, is that the outside one? GPS 15. Don't want vectors because we don't have access control. We don't have air traffic control giving us vectors. I don't know where these two places are. I guess I could pause my video and look these up on SkyVector and see which one is more appropriate. However, with my recording software and the sim, the corruption of my recording is way too risky. So what I'm actually going to do is take the extra 3 minutes and use my phone. Actually, no, I won't. I have like 6 computers in my office, but I'm not supposed to use those other ones. Ignore the behind the scenes stuff. I'll be right back. See, that wasn't so bad. I just borrowed some other computer that's on a different thing. So anyway, we're going to use Nimga because it's closer. Because we're in a small aircraft, this is okay. This is much closer than the other one to the airport. If we're in a large aircraft, we use the other one for sure. But this one is closer, and we have smaller aircraft. We can maneuver quickly, so let's use this, because it's going to make us go out and come back. That's why I was very particular about that. Let's activate this thing now. Well, let's load it, because we're not even in the air. Then we'll activate it. See, it's going to be all crazy stuff. If it goes nuts, like it often does for me, I will make changes and go direct and just take over by hand if I have to. But I want to be as IFR as possible. So that's what we're going to do. I think then we can go direct here. Is that going to screw up the approach thing? And then we'll activate the approach. I think. Gosh, I don't know. If you watch all these YouTube tutorials, people are like, always do activate, don't do select. Always select, don't do activate. Always do vectors, don't do vectors. I'm still learning myself, and the more I research, the worse it gets. And I'm sure half of you watching, if not 3/4, have your own opinions. Go ahead, leave them below. I have a feeling I'll get more opinions than people watching, but that's okay. I'm up for anything. Anyway, that's what we're going to do for now. We'll make adjustments as we go, and I got to learn some more about that stuff. All right. Radios, no, because we did the flight plan. Oh, we got to do CDI, though, to GPS. That's a big deal. What is next? Let's see. Where's this, that, and the other thing? Barometer, real world weather. Let's click on this thing. What do we got? What do we have? 3009. I think I can finally see this now. I zoomed this in enough. There's 10s. We'll come back and click 3009. And the wind is still... Oh, now it's 70 degrees at 9. See, it changed a little bit. 70 degrees at 9 knots. So 70 degrees. 7 is closest to 10. So it's best to take runway 10. The way that works again. Oh, my home air conditioning just turned on. I know you can hear it because I have all my doors open because I'm alone. Sorry about the background noise. It just sounds like an airplane engine, right? This is 70 means it's coming from 70 degrees. The 10 means we're facing 100 degrees. 100 to 70 is 30, or take away the 10's place, it's 3. This would be 11. No, 21. 21, sorry. This would be 10. And this would be more. So the closest number is 10. So 100 degrees into the wind coming from 70. That's how you decide that. Or you just drop the 10's place. What's the closest? 7 is closest to 10. Take runway 10. Runway 10 happens to be right here, which is paved. This is the dirt. So we'll just taxi out. We'll use the paved or the dirt to taxi out. Take runway 10. Boom. That's how that works. I don't talk about that very much and that kind of details. I wanted to bring it up super fast. Test the caution lights now, which is up here somewhere. This one I think you actually go up. Yes, and I have a preset for that. Yes, yes, yes. And then it's daytime, so we'll just make it dim. No, not daytime, make it bright. Nighttime, we will make it dim. There we go. All right, close the baggage doors. We already did. Close the passenger doors. And we are like so. And close the cockpit door, or the, not the cockpit door, the pilot's door. There you go. And fuel boost. Oh, that means we're ready to get going here. Fuel boost down here. Boom, boom. There we go. What is next? Fuel lever forward. I guess I can let you see that. Throttles a quarter way forward. Both engine igniters up here. Flick the engine to start. I just say left engine. My old checklist said right first. My new one says left first. Doesn't matter. Let's see. So we'll flick that thing come down here. And I guess it's over here now. And the gauges are spinning around. And if you really want to cheat, you can look out the window and things are spinning. Good. Let's flick the other engine. Oh, we have to wait for return. There we go. Now you can flick the other engine. And hop down here and look at the gauges. And they're spinning around. Or you can look out the window. Or you can look outside. Either way. We have spinning engines. We're good. Alright, generators. Generators. How come I'm forgetting the generators? They're down here. I have to reset first. One more, please. And then on, and then reset, and then on, and then engine igniters off. There you go. Thank you very much. Air bleed, 2 of them, both on. Temperature and climate. We're going to warm it up a little bit. Manual warm. Come on. Up to go down? No. Down and go down. There we go. De-icer, because we can, and it's fun to click stuff. Let's just go like this. Pipe hot heat. Yes, we can. Make sure all warnings and cautions are out. And they are. Excellent. Taxi lights can come on, because we are ready to taxi out of here. Props forward as needed, and etc., etc. Alright, so we're just going to go to the left. So let's take parking brake off. Give it some throttle and some prop. And we should start rolling. There we go. You can see the windsock. See, so we'll be taken out pretty much into the wind. Except, why is my yoke backward? It's not. It's my finger. Again, the whole paddle on the yoke thing. I have not gotten foot pedals for my yoke yet. It's still on my my yoke. Did I say that right? No. I have not gotten foot pedals for my rudder control. It's still paddles on my yoke, which makes things extra complicated. So I blame all my terrible approaches and landings on my yoke paddles for the rudders. Alright, anyway, let's hop out here. I'm looking for this dirt, because it makes a nice big smokes or like dust storm, and because we're behind the plane, we're gonna get blasted. It's gonna be fun, I promise. Enter the dirt road, which reminds me of camping. I should tell some camping stories. It has nothing to do with Finland though. When I was a kid, we'd go camping all the time in a 15-foot trailer, camping trailer, 4 of us, crowded, especially because my family was raised to be such extreme prudes that it made camping and sharing a trailer very difficult, especially when you brought friends. That's all I'll say about that topic, because camping has nothing to do with Finland. But we'll say little things later. I don't know if I have any stories, but I'll try to blab a little bit about Finland if I can. Otherwise, this dirt is awesome. It's fun to see that dirt. See, told you. Ooh, it moves with the wind. I never realized that. I always thought it was in a straight line. That is awesome that the wind blows your dust storm. I never knew that. Look at that. Why are we going so fast? Oh, because we got off the dirt. Look at that. I never noticed that the wind actually blows your dust storm. That is awesome. I'm very, very glad I did that because I learned something new about X-Plane 11. I thought it just was a straight line all the time. That is super cool. Alrighty. I get excited about simple things. Alright, we're doing a lot of blabbing here. Well, that's okay. And like I said, I wanted to edit as little as possible from this video because I think I do a lot more editing than a lot of people realize, especially on the longer flights and the taxiing. And you know, if you have a long taxi, I cut all that out. If you have a long flight, I cut out most of it. So it's kind of nice to not cut things. Alright, I'm going to smoke that tire a little bit. We got to get out of here. We're 10 minutes behind schedule. Here we go. Runway 10. Stop right here. Set the parking brake. And what are we doing? What are we doing? End of runway. Test reversers. I'm not going to worry about it. They've been working. Flaps come down to 10. I normally do that as we taxi, but I was super excited about our dust storm. General entrance lights off. That's so people get there. I never turned them on. Is that my checklist to turn them on? It is. That's my before recording checklist, which I skipped. Okay. Now we'll turn those lights off. That way people, their eyes adjust in case there's a problem. Landing lights can come on now, which means in this aircraft taxi lights will come off now. Start the clock, which I think is over here. Start working for us. There we go. Start the clock. Props forward. It's going to torque up a little bit. I love that. Alright, here we go. Takeoff speed 65 knots. Apply brakes. Gears fixed. IS. Hold on the autopilot. We might hand fly a little bit. Alright, parking brake is off. And we're pretty much into the wind. A little bit of wind from the left because it's at 70 degrees. We're at 100, but shouldn't be too much. Here we go. Everything's forward. Yeah, I'm feeling the wind a little bit. Even though it's from the left, we're heading left for some reason. Again, I blame it on my rudders being on my yoke. And there is 70. Let's rotate out of here. Now the wind's taking us. There we go as we get lighter. Positive rate. Step on those brakes. Try to climb about 97 knots, I think it is. Ideally, we'll bring the flaps in. That'll help us speed up, but then we'll steepen a little bit. And I think our route is behind us. It is exactly behind us. Because we're going kind of northwest for our route, but we're facing southeast. There you go, our first puddle. Should be puddles everywhere. Yep, there's puddles up there. Puddles over there. Puddles everywhere you look. So thank you for the suggestion. We'll hop outside here a minute while I slowly turn to the left. Wow, that's amazing. Let's screenshot that right off the bat. That is awesome. Alright, so we're just going to look at all these puddles as we fly. I'm going to try not to crash as we fly. Otherwise, here we go. No autopilot yet. Let's just turn around and get a little bit closer to our GPS, and let's pull back a little bit so that we're about 97 knot climb. Somewhere I read that's a great climb rate. I don't know if that's true. Whenever I read something, I try to redo my research later, because sometimes I read a ridiculous source. Well, I'm just going to circle around this airport a little bit, stay out of the way of everybody else, and then we'll join our GPS track to the other airport, and then start our approach pretty soon because we don't have very far to go. Anyway, what do I need to do? What do I need to talk about? Nothing at the moment. We're at a perfect climb rate. We haven't done anything with autopilot yet. I like to hand fly sometimes. I've been doing a lot more hand flying. Otherwise, let's level off because, whoops, we were leveled off. I was looking at the GPS for some reason. We're not level off. Level off and turn to side to side, I guess. There we go. Parallel to the airport so we don't get in the way. And somehow, something put us way too high. Turn way too steep. I'm having a hard time doing it. Usually I'm in autopilot by now. I'm just doing too many things at once. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking for a minute. I'm going to get us connected to our GPS. I'll jump back into narration once I set autopilot so you can see how I do it. Otherwise, I got to concentrate a little bit here. Give you something to look at. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, we're just about to join our GPS track, so let's get some autopilot set up here. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to come down here, we're going to try to get to 97 knots after I level my ailerons out here a little bit. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to engage autopilot and IS hold, and for right now let's use heading bug. Okay, spin this thing around and do heading. Actually no, we won't, we have GPS going. We'll do nav, sorry. We could set our alt. Really, am I that off from GPS is going to turn us? Oh yeah, I guess we were. Okay. Anyway, IS, okay, caught at like 99 instead of 97. Oh, now it's coming back. Okay, thank you. IS is level on, or is settled down around 97. We're on our GPS track. We just have to decide how high we're going to go. We're almost at 6,000 already. Let's use 8,000. So we'll do alt alert. So if you push this alt, it'll be our alt where we are now. Alt alert 8,000. Now we got to figure out where we're going to get our approach set up and everything, and then we'll have sightseeing the rest of the time. So what do we need to do? Nothing, all the lights are set, everything's set the way it is. We'll keep landing lights on the entire time because it'll be so low in such a quick flight. So here we go. Let's figure out what we're doing. So procedure, let's activate the approach now. Alrighty, I guess it's going to turn us a little bit, okay, because we're going to have to get into the approach area, or else what's going to happen is we're going to go over the airport and then circle around. So it looks like this approach is actually going to work. Wow. Good, I'm excited. Good, we'll keep that out like that. So I want to do our VNav. So first of all, we got to figure out where in the plan we want to be. So the airport is 322 feet. So if I use my somewhat educated idea of approach, this is the airport, so this is 332, and that is 5.1 miles from that, no, 4.8 to that one, 5 to that one. Okay, so about 5 miles, let's say. Coming down, doing geometry, I can't think in my head. Let's say we want to be 300 plus 5. Let's say we want to be 800 feet at Bexot. But we're pretty level ground. Let's just say 800 feet at Bexot. And if I'm too high, I'll just nosedive this thing. I mean, it's a twin otter. We can do that. We can slip it. We can nosedive it. Whatever. So, Bexot. Okay. Here we go. Let's do 800. Did I say 800 feet? Yeah, oh, I gotta click the thing on this one. Nope. Little wheel. Thank you. 800 feet. 0 means at. Little wheel. Thank you. Bexot. At 800 foot per minute drop. There we go. 22 minutes pretty much, because by the time this thing levels off in a moment here, that thing's gonna go down fast. So that's not really 23 minutes, it's like 22. Boom, there we go. There's our little picture. I can zoom that in, I guess. See, now we're leveling off because we've reached 8,000 feet. And this is going down very quickly too. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that. What else do we need to do? Eventually we'll need our destination weather. If the wind changes, we can change our approach. Otherwise, we did the approach built in the GPS. We're doing a VNav that I'm calculating in my head, which is probably way off. We'll figure it out later. We'll fine tune it if we have to. We'll go around if we have to. We'll slip it if we have to. Or if we're too low, we'll level off sooner. Otherwise, we're all set. Simple as that. Next checklist is the approach. In this aircraft, you can just leave everything full throttle and you'll be fine. So that's what we're going to do, just for interest of time. So anyway, I guess, what is it, 20 minutes, 13, 12, that's going down to, it's going to be about 10 before it slows down. Yeah, I'm not going to give you 10 minutes of sightseeing, that'd be boring. So a little bit of sightseeing, I guess I will be editing some stuff, but a little bit of sightseeing in a couple minutes my time. We have to talk about our destination and get set up for that. Alright, it's time to descend the target, but it sure seems like we have a lot of turbulence for some reason. Holy cow, what is going on here? This airplane seems to be susceptible to that. So, first thing is first, look around, get some screenshots, enjoy all the little puddles. But otherwise, what do we say we wanted to do? We wanted to come down to 800 feet. So let's set this to 800, just in case you screw up. Now, we don't want to do MD8, because that's minimum descent altitude. That would engage autopilot, even if we don't have an engage. We don't want to do that. What we do want to do is IS hold, and bring back the throttles. And that will, it's going to get kind of goofy at first, because it does. But then once we bring back throttles to control our descent rate, that'll go back up to IS hold, and then we'll just level off there. But otherwise, we're going to start coming down. And if you look at our VSR, we want to be around 800 feet per minute. So that's what we're going to do. We'll keep an eye on that. Otherwise, we're getting, yeah, it's going to be a nice approach. Look at that. I'm very pleased with that. Keep an eye on this. If it gets too low, too high, we'll make adjustments. We're going to let it settle down, though, over here. Okay, so we're back up to what we were. So now we're going to bring a little bit of throttle back in because we don't want to descend that steeply. We want to descend 800 feet per minute. All right, just slowly adjust things there. Otherwise, we're still on GPS. I've been syncing my gyros as it goes because of gyro drift. Otherwise, we need to find our destination information. So here we are across all the puddles. This is where we're going. EFKU. So we're going to swing out and come back. Let's click on the airport. And it says wind 70 at 6, even less wind. Or variable. What? Wait a second. Wind 70 at 6. That means, you know, 70 degrees at 6 knots. Variable. Oh. So the wind is going between 20 degrees and 120 degrees. I've never seen that before. So it's 6 knots, but it's changing from 20 to 120. So 7, 20, 12, the best runway is still 15. So that's going to work out for us. 3006 for the altimeter. Hide the map, come down here. 3006 right there. Okay. All right, we're descending. It's still, you know, goofy, but about 800 feet per minute, give or take. Oh, the wind is really making us go nuts, isn't it? Let's check our VSR. How are we? See, we're coming down too steeply because our profile is less than 800, and it's telling us don't even descend again. And something goofy is going on with this wind. So let's put a little bit of throttles in so we don't descend very steeply. And we'll keep it like that. And look at our attitude indicator. This wind is making us go nuts. It could be an interesting landing. Must be the way that the airplane or the sim interprets the variable wind, because it's only 6 knots. But the variable thing is probably thrown all out of whack. Anyway, what do we need? Landing lights on already. Approach at 100 knots with flaps 20. Touchdown at 75 with flaps 30. Props at, or throttle at idle. Props already forward. So that's it. We are just going to keep an eye on our GPS and turn around and keep an eye on our VSR, which is going up now, so that's good. That means I got our throttles back. Well, it's going up because it's going crazy. Now we're going, oh, I'm not doing that. I'm not touching anything. And look at our VSI. I'm not touching a thing. It's just going up and down and up and down all on its own. Holy cow. Anyway, I'm going to keep working on that. Trying to, look at this. I'm not touching anything. I'm going to try to fly this plane. I might have to take over if autopilot's going to be all goofy. Trying to fight with the wind. But otherwise, a minute and a half to get to that one and then turn around. So a little bit of sightseeing again. Not much though, because I want us to talk about what's going on as it happens. But we'll sneak in some sightseeing here. Alright, this is going pretty crazy, so we might go autopilot soon. I have read, in some cases, and it may just be company rule, I'm not sure, but I've read that in a lot of cases, if you have turbulence, you're not supposed to use autopilot. But then I've read that, of course you can use autopilot. So I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it varies by aircraft, maybe it varies by company, I'm not sure. But I do know that it's very turbulent right now, especially because the winds are only 6 knots. But I think it's the variable thing. I think that's how the simulator is interpreting variable. So we'll let this make our final turn, and then we'll try to fly ourselves in. Oh boy, it could be quite a disaster, because the variable thing, we're going to have a crosswind from the right and the left. And then the right and the left, because we're at, it says 70-ish, runway's 100 and whatever I said was 50 or something, but then it's going from 20 to 100 whatever. So it's going to be an interesting landing. Any landing where we don't start on fire is a good landing, because we can't really walk away. So LNAV is coming up. This is your navigation. I finally read what that meant. I forgot because I don't apply it, but I have read what that means. Otherwise, okay, so it's come down more steeply now. We're going to line up. We'll kill autopilot in a minute. See, I'm not touching anything, and that VSI is all over the place. So we're going to start slowing down now, because our runway, in theory, should be straight ahead, and I don't see anything except sun glare. I'm not going to see this runway. Where is it? Who knows? Can't see anything. We are how far away? A minute and a half from that one. There'll be another minute and a half from that one. I guess we can disable autopilot. There we go. We are now flying with our hands. Let's not slow down quite yet, though. Let's try to level off, though, a little bit. Because we're at, what are we at? Just shy of 2,000 feet. Airport is at 322. So that means we're about 1,700, 1,600 above ground level. We have a ways to go yet. So we're just going to stay here, try to follow this GPS as best as we can. Boy, that's coming up fast, especially since I don't see anything. We are right into that sun glare, too. I hope I don't line up with the sun thinking that's our runway. Because it really isn't the hell that works. It could really throw us off. Otherwise, we're just going to try to fly this thing, slow down. Too early for flaps. Gears fixed. Because of this variable wind thing, I might not even land with flaps. I might come in hot. I might come in really fast, and then just hover over the runway and use as much as we can, because I believe our runway is quite sizable. Oh, I see the runway. I see the Pappy. We're 2 and 2, so we're doing good. That means my estimation was spot on. I can't believe this. Great. Okay. My estimation for our descent was spot on. How did I do that? Man, I guess I have been doing this longer than I give myself credit for. There's a runway. We're lined up with it. Now we're 4 on the Pappy because I'm too busy sightseeing. Oh, one white popped in. All right, let's try not to be steeper than 500 at the minute till we can get closer to it. I'm just talking through what I'm thinking. Let's do very, 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 very quick sightseeing, because we really... Oh, that's cool. Look at that. That must be the city, of course. More city. Okay, let's not do that. Let's stay here. Look out the windows super fast. Look at the beautiful city. Okay, done sightseeing. I start slowing down a hair now. And now we got blown way to the right of sightseeing. See what happens when I sightsee on final. We get all screwed up, and we were actually doing really well, especially with this weird wind situation. Okay, there we go. That should be good. So I'm going to stay fixated on those Pappy. We're all red now, so I'm going to level off a little bit. Normally you don't pitch up to level off, but I do want to slow down. So pitching up is slowing us down. And because I'm not adjusting the throttle, we'll level off a little bit here. There we go. Alright, let's stay about 110. So I'm going to use pitch for speed, but I don't want to descend. So I'm going to have throttle so we don't descend. Keeping our pitch down so we can do about 100, 110. Throttles forward so we stop descending. Except we're just, with this wind, we're just all over the place. Alright, I would say crosswind landing, but the variable part is making the crosswind come from both sides. So I really don't know what our crosswind is. Okay, we got a strong left crosswind, but see, now we straightened out, see? And now strong left crosswind, and now it's going to straighten out, see? Okay, so it's really hard to decide. Alright, let's line up the runway, because we're at quite an angle. Alright, let's start slowing way down. So I'm going to bring throttles back to descend, and level off our pitch so we slow down. There we go. Excellent. I think I'm going to use a little bit of flap on this just because I can go even slower. There's 10. Should we go 20 flap? Boy, I don't know. That can make it really difficult to control. Let's go 20 flap. It's still okay. A lot of throttle because there's a lot of drag. And I feel like we just got to a complete standstill here. I feel like we're not moving at all. This wind is really strong from the left. So let's try to do the left crosswind landing, which is hard to do with my rudder on my yoke. So I'm going to do left wing down first, right rudder, which is actually be left rudder backwards for me. All right. What happened? We got like sucked up here because we were 4 red to 4 white. That was strange. All right. Oh, we're getting sucked to the right, blown to the right. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here we go. Left wing down, right rudder in a moment. Oh my gosh. Whoa. What is going on? Okay, here we go. Left, right, touchdown, left main first. There we go. Nose wheel up, nose wheel down gently. Reversers, full right rudder. Holy cow, full right rudder on this. And we'll stop on a dime. There we go. Get those flaps in because the wind is crazy. That wasn't too bad given the conditions. That was STO, man. STOL. We stopped in like 50 yards. Alright, my yoke is coming in. I have my yoke pulled all the way back during that, by the way. After you touch down, keep the nose wheel up to let the nose wheel touch itself down. And then as soon as it did, I engaged reversers. If I let go reverses at 40. I'm just talking through this so you can hear what I was doing. We're just going to roll out. I don't know where we're going. Doesn't look to be modeled. Oh, yes, it does. Oh. Okay. We're getting blown over. The wind has blown us to the left. Alright, let's just vacate the next taxiway, I guess. See, had we had peripheral vision, I would have seen that, and we would have gotten off way back there. Instead, now we're stuck taxiing along till the end of the runway, probably. Alright, let's get a little bit of throttle, but not too much. So that worked out okay, actually, given how difficult that approach was. But that was a great crosswind landing. The only thing I could have done better was more on the center line, of course. Otherwise, left main went down first, left wing was down, right rudder, straighten us out. Did not slam the nose wheel, did not slam the main gear, but it was firm enough because you don't want to grease a crosswind because you can get skidded across the pavement and I would imagine roll, right, at that point. So you don't want to grease a crosswind landing ever. Alrighty, so we're just going to follow this jagged line here. Come on, this wind. The sim is tripping and the wind's so strong. I have like almost full throttle engaged just to get moving here. Look at this. Alright. Good. Not bad. We'll stop at the stop sign here since I don't have a co-pilot to help me move switches around. We're going to have to stop at the stop sign and move switches around ourselves. So let's just get over here. Alright, we're almost there. Alright, let's stop right here and set the parking brake. Stop the game clock. What is that? 34:31. Alright, come up here now. Turn on the lights so people can start gathering their things. Turn off the landing lights. Turn on the taxi lights. We already stopped the clock. Flaps are already up. That's all we got to do. So we're just going to taxi over somewhere. Let's see, where should we go here? To the right, I guess. I want to go to that, kind of by that blue terminal. There's that littler one, that smaller one. That's where we're going to go. I don't think I need to take you with me, but I will let you look at the scenery a little bit. Otherwise, how fun was that? We got to use the built-in GPS approach, and it worked. I planned my own descent height, and it worked. I don't know how I managed that. And we got a nice crosswind landing in. The winds were crazy and turbulent. So that is very awesome. I'm very happy. Like I said, I've been having some moments lately where I'm like, why am I doing this if I do so poorly? But that was good. I'm happy with that. It's also not past my bedtime. It's quite early in the evening, actually. It's right after work. My family stepped out for a little bit. So I'm flying when I'm awake. Maybe that has a lot to do with it. Otherwise, we're going to go to this blue, looks like a garage. That's where we're going, and I'll meet you there. Start getting out, but they remain seated, please, until we stop, and boys can be a stop. This is regular braking, and check this out. Watch what happens. Dunk. It responds to different aircraft different ways, so I just use regular for everything. Alrighty, let's hop inside. What do we need to do to shut this thing off? Parking brake is set. Taxi lights can come off now. What do we need to do? Oh yes, props to feather they are. Let's get our radios turned off before we blow everything up by turning engines off first. Does that turn off on this one? It does not. What do we do now? Pull back the fuel to cut off. Fuel boost can come off. Everything should be shutting down. We can turn off our lights now because our engines are not running. You can turn off the fasten seatbelt, I guess. Turn off the de-icer while we're up here. Bleed air can come off. Strobes can come. Oops, that is off. We'll leave the flight compartment fans on though. Turn pitot heat off. Why is that not on my list to turn that off? Anyway, I pretty much have turned everything off. It's my checklist. All right, but before we let people out, we want to hook up external power. And ding, ding. There we go. Now that can come off. Now we will do the baggage doors. Sure, let's just do it now. Alrighty, what else can we do here? Open up our doors so we can get out, get everything going, let everybody else out. And then while that's happening, our co-pilot can finish turning everything else off because we're not going to fly again. We're going to let that be, everything that can be, we can do that to off, there we go. Those can go disarm. And why is my prop de-ice lit up? Weird. Anyway, that is it. We can leave the lights on because we can still see what we're doing. We have external power hooked up. All right, let's hop outside. Whew, okay, that was quite a shutdown. All right, welcome to Finland from Finland. Turbulence in Toivala. That's what I'm going to call this thing. You know, so I take a screenshot from the ground. All of my thumbnails are from the air. Doesn't mean I used that just now for my thumbnail, but it's an option. Well, let's hopefully enjoy the flight. If you found me by accident, please subscribe. If you're a regular subscriber, thank you for your continued support. I do take flight requests. Doesn't have to be the 50-state series. I do take flight requests for anything as long as flight time is 90 minutes or less. And that's just because of real lifetime constraints. Anywhere in the world, if there's a freeware aircraft you want me to check out, please let me know. If there's a payware aircraft you want me to check out, let me know, but I'm not going to get to it until I get 1,000 subscribers and I can turn monetization back on and use ad revenue for hobby money. I've already told everyone, if I get 1,000 subscribers and I turn monetization back on, those ads you have to view go into my hobby money account and I can buy aircraft and check them out. But right now, since they changed the rules and I do not get any money, I wasn't really getting anything anyway. I think I got like $32 or something before they changed the rules. But hey, $32 would buy, you know, a nice payware aircraft. But anyway, so if you want me to check out payware aircraft, consider hitting that subscribe button. Not because I need an ego boost or anything, but because it'll help fund a payware aircraft. I don't have disposable income. I'm not going to buy payware aircraft. I bring that up because I'm getting more and more requests. Please do this. Please do that. No, because that's $30 to $60 every time. I'm sorry, I don't have money lying around to buy aircraft. Maybe someday, payware designers will send me their aircraft. I will love to be in that position. Oh my gosh, how fun would that be? And that's how you know you've made it, when you're getting sent aircraft to look at. So if you know anybody who can do that, hint, hint. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the flight. We're going back to the 50-state series in the next couple videos. So I'll see you back stateside. And I'll catch you then.